This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
We've got another Wild Wednesday here on The Fan, and your shot to win a pair of tickets to the regular season finale. Use the talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app and tell us who you think gets the first goal for our Wild tonight. A correct answer could get you a pair of tickets to the game on Friday 15th against the Ducks. Good luck, Wild fans.
11:09 in the neighborhood being FM 100.3 KFAN. The radio show is 9 to noon, entitled Vox in the Box. I believe it was a Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum creation 16 years ago. You know what? Maybe longer than that, because it was PA and Dubé at XL Energy Center, and Pascal Dupuis was on the team.
Oh wow, that's been a stretch then.
Right, yeah. And he used to flick pucks from the far side of the ice, and just think of like Steph Curry from 100 feet away, just like throwing one over his shoulder, making it. Yeah. Like Dupuis would flick pucks from a yardage standpoint, 15, 20 yards away, and try to hit the host and or the co-host, and he was quite good at it. So that's when it started at XL Energy Center. And lo and behold, we're at Tria Rink in St. Paul, our first year doing it here. What do we lose? Well, today we lose the opportunity to distract and or see Macklin Celebrini and the San Jose Sharks. But what do we gain? We gain a wonderful perch view of a morning skate at Tria Rink, where the Wild where they practice and where they have their morning skates, and where they just have amenities here they otherwise don't have at XL Energy Center. So it completely makes sense to come here and bring the operation here. But yeah. What did we see today? We saw Joel Eriksson-Ek and Kirill Kaprizov with Jake Middleton out on the ice. It was a full throttle morning skate, meaning Fabes, Broads, and all the guys.
Moosey. Gang's all here.
Yep, the gang that all out. It was full throttle, and in listening to others, in fairness, watching on our own, but listening to others, it absolutely appears that Joel Eriksson-Ek and Kirill Kaprizov will be playing tonight. What's up, Captain? Good to see you, brother. Sorry we're a little late here, brother.
But it was also it was anticlimactic because they go through, it looked like some groupings, they did a little bit of special teams, and then at the end they're just kind of in a line. They're doing a shootout line. Yep. And then just in the flick of a wrist, a blink of an eye, and for us it was just a radio break. Yeah. They were gone. Right. We left with them on the ice.
Yep. Radio box had seen enough.
Completely gone, and you heard it from Wild Joe. He's booking it. They're in tonight.
He came out of the break, and Wild Joe said, I was 80% earlier, I'm 100% now. They're both going to be in tonight.
He said 100?
And joining us now, the voice of Wes Walz, former Wild captain. I'm winning a puck battle with him right now, right in front of him.
You can box me out, no problem.
Yeah, Radio Joe said, I'm rolling the dice here that they're in. That's the intel. Quite honestly, that kind of was the intel into the radio show, but you don't want to really go full with it because of the people from whom you get it. You want to respect it. So we kind of slow played it a little bit. But what do you got tonight? Are you the analyst? Are you doing pre, between, and post? Like, what are you doing tonight?
I got pre-post responsibilities here.
That's cool though, brother.
Games, but
nice game tonight.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one to call, obviously, and be involved with obviously with Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah,
potentially the situation where he's at in his career, and this might be his last home game, could be his last game. You just don't know that whole situation.
Yeah,
how it's going to play out, and the fact that 97 and Eriksson-Ek are going to be potentially back in the lineup. We feel like that's going to happen. It's been a crazy morning. My phone, I'm hearing from friends and people that I never get texts from.
Yeah.
Everyone's really excited about obviously seeing those two guys back in the lineup.
Well, specifically Flower and the potential final home start of an unbelievable career. And sometimes, he hasn't been playing of late, and he's been here X amount of years now. So sometimes, because life can be so fast, some people won't slow down and see the forest for the trees. But if you do with this man, and you look back at like his 25-4 against the Sharks, the Cups, and just everything, and then you think, I have an opportunity to bring Billy, Johnny, Christy, Susie, Antoine, and/or Tamika to this game this evening, and see the final home start for one of the greatest players in the history of a game that's been around forever. That's who he is. That's tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been like that his whole career. I mean, he's had obviously a few amazing send-offs, winning 3 Stanley Cups in Pittsburgh earlier, winning there. Then in Montreal, grew up an hour from where the Montreal Canadiens play, getting the opportunity to play there and then win there. And it's just been a story. It's been a storybook ending for an amazing career, and hopefully he can cap it off here tonight with a win. But Coach John Hines was asked during his scrum downstairs a little about Marc-Andre Fleury, and one of the things he pointed out, and it really hit me too, was Marc-Andre Fleury is he's such a consummate pro. And you wouldn't know if he's struggling with his game or whether he's playing great. And that's the definition for me of just like a true teammate. I mean, I think he can just hide it better than he's disappointed.
Right.
And I wasn't great at that. I wish I would have been better. I think I got better as I got older.
What do you mean?
When you're not playing great, you get grumpy and you just do. You don't feel good about your game. And I remember. Late in my career, obviously you're going through stretches of the team's not winning and stuff, but he just, I don't know, he just loves life so much. And when I watch him go about his business, it kind of brings me back to earth a little bit. We're chasing a puck around our whole life, and there's a lot more to life that, than chasing a puck around. And he's got this whole thing figured out.
Wes, Captain, you're in your feelings right now, as the kids would say. You're a little bit in your feelings right now about Flower tonight. The Stars returning. Got our golf draft today at 3 o'clock.
You
got
ready?
some food on the way. I mean, it's Deputy Chief Flynn is just like he's Deputy Chief, right? Used to be Commander.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. His title changes.
Oh, he's the best. He's texting me earlier about Candy Dolfer, a saxophone player covering average white bands, pick up the pieces. And he's listening right now. So Tim knows exactly what I'm talking about by listening to you. The captain's in his feelings a little bit right now. Why?
Well, I mean, I don't
golf
know.
draft.
I don't. It could be that. It could be. It could be 5 kids. It could be grandkids. You never know.
I'll sell you my sheep.
Let me see.
I'll sell you my sheep for $200.
I will say this: you're part of this draft and have been there for a long time. But you're one of those. You got the second pick, right?
Correct. Am I right in front of you?
Well, listen, I had the 3rd pick and traded back to number 12 because it's a snake draft. I kind of want
I got some steamers around there.
Well,
who do you like there?
Never mind, because that's the reason I moved back, because that 6th pick is really, really important in pick 60.
Okay.
I want to try to have 6 guys, but the reason I almost didn't back out of pick 3 was because you were in pick 2, and you're a bit of a sleeper. You're one of those guys that likes to jump around the board. And I don't know if that's going to be the case. Are you going to overthink this again?
No, here's the deal. I've golfed 7 times in my life, and I never watch it. But I happen to know somebody who put me on a system. He put me on a system that it takes, for each of these majors where we have these bits. And I think I've won this thing probably 5 times in 6 or 7 years. I won it twice one year. I got this little baby system that I do that's unconventional. It involves this year. I'm not going to say what it involves, but it puts me on. The players have to have 3 stars, okay? To be absolute, I must have them. If it's 2, then it doesn't count. But I got this year
3 stars in there.
I got 7. No, I got 7. No, it's bountiful. So I got the 2 spot. I'm getting Scheffler or McIlroy. Which one do you like more and why? What's going on, guys? We got the chefs here. Come on over here. What we got here? Oh, we got walking tacos?
Yeah, we're calling it the Crunch Computer.
Say it again. State your name and your position, please, for Deputy Chief Flynn.
I am Chef Matt from XL Energy Center.
Okay, we just want to let you know, because of YouTube Shorts these days, that this is being videotaped right now, so be very careful. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm all about it. This is the Crunchy Commuter, a new concept we're debuting for the playoffs here in a little bit. Different versions of walking tacos. So we've got a little barbecue version with barbecue chips, a little pulled pork, barbecue sauce, cheddar cheese on top, dill pickle with some grilled chicken and some romaine and some ranch, and then you got your classic walking taco there. So we're pretty excited about it. It's kind of lowbrow, but pretty dang exciting for us. So.
Okay, two things. You're very excited about this, making me say, my, show am good. Three things, actually. Secondly, why did you have commuter in the name? Is that because you know the Wild will be on the road in the first round of the playoffs, which is kind of a subtle, clever, roundabout shot, which I love? And thirdly, where can people coming to the game tonight get these?
Well, we're going to do it on main level near 117, and that would have been clever, but no, we kind of wanted to come up with a cute walking name. So, all right. Thanks, Paul.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Kyle. God bless
boys.
you guys. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks great.
So
I definitely need a bib to eat those.
I know for sure.
Maybe one of their aprons.
You know, for the tears that are dropping your eyes because of flour this evening. At least that's what Deputy Chief Lynn says. So Scheffler or McElroy, who do you like more and why? And if you give me your honest answer, I will give you a steamer that adds up with the system that'll be selected around 12.
I got my own system.
Really?
I'm
Who
ready.
do you got?
I'm ready. I'm not sharing it.
Have you ever won this pool?
Yeah, I've won it a couple times.
Have you really? Are you lying on the radio?
Not as many as you.
Well, no, that's fine.
So
but have you really ever won? Have you really ever won?
Yeah, I have. I've won more than once.
Okay,
I've won more than once.
Well, who do you like?
Rory or Scotty. I like Rory right now. Normally, I would never pick Rory because he's burned me way too many times. But the way Rory's playing right now, and his ability to basically shape the ball,
all right.
That's the
I'm not going to say my steamer on the radio because half of our golf league. Well, not that they would take my opinion. Or
who would you take at 12? Who would you take at 12?
I'm going to show you right now.
Okay, you're going to show me. Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I want to cover the steamers that I know that I know.
This is going sideways.
Well, no, I want to win this thing. I haven't won the thing since the Masters last year.
I know.
Okay, and I try to win it twice every year and just show people up. This guy.
Come on.
This guy here.
You've lost all your credibility.
Okay, he is
time for commercial.
This guy is a 3-star
commercial
steamer.
time. Are
really?
you kidding me?
You want to make a side bet on a better finish? The guy I just pointed to, the guy you take today?
Guy?
Who?
That guy?
No, he's out.
Oh, got it.
No, we cross him out.
I'm sorry. I got it.
We cross him out. So that's Wes. The no. I know you had a lot of concussions during your career.
Yeah.
No means stay away from.
Well, listen, I tried to have a look at it, but you kept moving it away from me, so I barely got a look at it.
Everybody wants to look at this every single year, and I never show anybody.
You look like Jake Middleton in front of the net, boxing out or on the front of the net.
Well, you look like Jake Middleton being interviewed by Gorg, not wearing a shirt. And I haven't felt my ribs in 30 years. You still got washboard abs. 11:20, the captain's here. Got about 10 more minutes with him. Hey, with the anticipated returns or expected returns of 14 and 97 tonight, Eriksson, Ek, and Kaprizov, whether it's Gabby or players you played with, who have been high enders during their careers and they've been out. When players like this come back, what do the others who have been on the grind, what do they have to guard against? You know what I mean? Nothing?
It's human nature. Like that, you think it's going to be easier. It has been such a grind to get to this point. 4 points up in a playoff spot with all the injuries that we've had to deal with this year, that there's a tendency when guys come back, like tonight, to kind of let your guard down a little bit. Okay, not that they're going to go do it yourself, but so the guys in the locker room really, really have to guard against thinking it's going to be easier because we've got those two guys back, because there's no redos, man. We got 12 periods left to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
If this happened earlier in the season, it'd be a different ballgame. There's no going back if you ain't ready tonight. And there's so much parity in the league right now, PA and Nordo. Like, you're a great goaltending performance away from losing in the NHL. You just are. Yeah. And that can happen at any moment. But I do know that our fans are obviously ridiculously excited, and they should be. I'm excited getting a chance to watch Kirill Kaprizov. You talked about Marian Gaborik. There's nobody that's worn a Wild uniform that does what Kirill Kaprizov does. I'm just excited to watch that human being play hockey. I'm a fan, love the way he plays.
Big time.
You're getting two players back here tonight that are complete warriors. I mean, these guys are flipping warriors, and they're going to play hard, and it's amazing to get those two guys back this time of year.
How impressed have you been, though, in getting guys back tonight? That sweet, cool moment with Flower potentially in net. So, guys,
cool.
There's an elevated opportunity here tonight with the Sharks in town. But it's the Vinny Hinostrozas. It's the way you lose a game like you did against the Islanders, but then you have this game against Dallas the other day. Like, how impressed have you been? Have there been certain aspects that impressed you more so than others in terms of a team that did have to grind their way to get to this spot?
Well, I mean, listen, this.
Or you're the captain, been there, done that.
When I played for the Wild, all those years at the beginning, this was what we went through this year. That was Tuesday for us. Like, we had I'm talking about for 7 years.
Yeah.
We had to play perfect every night to compete against the best teams in the world.
Yeah.
I think the Wild, the way they have competed, the structure that they've played with, the detail that they've played with, to give themselves a chance to play for almost 3.5, 4 months with a lot of their top guys out, basically play 500 hockey to give themselves a chance to protect that 18-4-4 record, I think has been incredible. And I've talked to other players and coaches around the league. They think it's incredible too, because they know if you take the best 2 forwards out of their lineup and the best defenseman out of their lineup and push guys out and go, yeah, let's go play. It doesn't work like that over an 82-game schedule. So I've been very impressed with the stick-to-itiveness of the team throughout the course of the season. And it's for me, it's been amazing to watch.
Hey, now all of us, assumedly with the Wild making the postseason, all of us are going to pull for the Christmas colors to win the Cup. So let's get that piece off to the side. The Blues, all right? Now, they took an L the other night after winning 10 in a row. They were into the game they just lost, 41-1 to win the Cup. They lose a game, they go to 43-1. And I'm looking at the FanDuel bit, fill up the tank, whatever, however you want to look at it. The Blues at 43-1, that's not a terrible Stanley Cup bet for like $5, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Blues have just it's been incredible what they've done coming out of the break. And
or do you think they have no shot?
I don't know. I just honestly, the way Jordan Binnington would have to play, to get them, past whoever they're going to play in the first round. Yeah, if they get in there. But listen, we've seen Jordan Binnington and what he's been able to do in the playoffs. I mean, don't put it past him to be able to take a team and just ride them for 6 weeks to win a cup. But just listen. Winnipeg,
see, I bring that up.
Winnipeg, Dallas, and Colorado, man. I mean, they're a handful. Well, we just watched Winnipeg. Like a team that had won for 13 games in a row, St. Louis. They came into Louis.
They won. It got up to 13.
Well, I think 12 or 13, and they held St. Louis to 15 shots. I mean, they just basically said, "Okay, that's a nice."
Well, the reason I brought it up is because you talked about parity.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Blues would fit into that, and a 43-1 spotty being racetrack raised. I mean, that's not the worst prospect in the world. But when you say parity. I mean, I'm out of my lane here because you know more about it than me and you watch more than me. Dallas doesn't hit me the way Dallas hit me a couple of years ago when DeBoer did that number on the Wild and Evison. A. And B, I think Winnipeg's a cut above. I mean, we could talk about parity in the league, but I mean, Winnipeg has been and is the best team in the NHL the entire season, and I think that eliminates a little bit of the parity.
I would agree with you in the Central. I think Winnipeg is the best team in the Central, and they've proven it all season long. I don't agree with your take with the Dallas Stars, and I know your take is probably coming from an angle because you watched the Wild kind of lay a beating on them a few days ago, and the part you're forgetting,
Ottinger?
No, Miro Heiskanen plays 30 minutes a game.
Oh, wow.
He hasn't been in the lineup.
Oh, great point.
So he's going to be
Rantanen's there. That's a good point.
He's going to be on the ice every other shift.
That's
and he's
one
of the best defensemen in the world, so I don't want to play.
So are they doing the Kucherov-Stone bit to get... Okay, so he's just been out for a little while?
He's been out for about 4 weeks or so. Yeah,
I forgot that.
Yeah, so that's the, and it's not like he's playing 20 minutes. That's the old 30-minute trick, right?
Yeah,
every other.
No, I got you.
That's the old every other, and that's the other thing about
DeBoer's the bomb.
That's
too.
The other thing about getting Kirill back too. Like, he's going to play 20, 25 minutes. Like, he's going to be on the ice, him or Eck, every other shift. Like, think about getting those two guys back and what it brings to our team.
Yeah,
we have had. In the playoffs, we lost Eck opening faceoff a couple years ago. Snapped his limb after,
Dallas series?
Didn't Dallas series. The year before, I don't know who we beat. St. Louis beat us. I think we lost Brodin halfway. Like, it feels like we've never had a full tank going into a playoffs. I was thinking to myself here about 2 months ago, if everyone can get healthy and we get these two guys back and they don't get too beat up the last 4 games, to just go into a playoff round with all the bullets in the chamber. Like,
have all the right names.
Yeah, let's play. Let's play. Let's see what we got.
I wonder why any idea why the Avs have gotten so wonky of late? I mean, and like what really impressed me about St. Louis, and I happened to catch one of them out in Colorado, is they went to Colorado and they're like to the Avs, yeah, we can beat you in a low-scoring game in your place, and they did. And then a week and change later, they're in St. Louis, and it's like a combined 10 goals or something like that. We can beat you in a high-scoring game, too. Now, St. Louis was going great guns, no doubt about it. But is there a little proverbial hiccup here after adding these players and being consistent?
I mean, there could be, for sure. Obviously, Landeskog I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's going on in Colorado, but he's been skating. He's been skating like the last 2 months. There's a chance that he's going to play.
Feels like he's been out 3 years.
He has been.
What was the original injury?
I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I almost forgot that he was still around.
He hasn't played in 2 years. I still remember him and Mikko Koivu beating each other up after every faceoff. I mean, Mikko's been retired for I think that was the last game he played.
Yeah,
Landeskog. But getting him back potentially. Might skew that team, but they haven't been getting great goaltending here the last little bit here, the Colorado Avalanche. So again, just excited about what potentially this could be for the Minnesota Wild. Obviously, we're going to be the underdogs in Game 1 if we get in.
Yeah.
But if we get in, and we're playing with house money, and we lived that a little bit in 2003 with the Minnesota Wild, less pressure on goaltenders. I'm telling you, when you're the underdog and you're not supposed to win, Gus, a little less pressure, more pressure. Hellebuck at the other end of the rink. We've got to be better. We can't. We can't piss away a season we just had. Like, just, there's pressure. Being in Canada, everyone's going to be picking the Jets or Vegas. So I kind of like that whole situation. And we've got all the bullets in the chamber. Let's play. Let's see what we got.
What about the Brunette goal at Denver? I mean, you just said 2003.
Yeah.
Was it McNichols Arena then? Or it's Ball Arena now? Pepsi Center?
I think it was Pepsi.
Yeah.
I think it was Pepsi.
I mean, seriously, the Brunette goal. Then was it Jumbo Joe Thornton for Vancouver? Like, fans were sitting outside of the X waiting to get tickets or something. He's like, well, you guys don't need to wait here because we ain't coming back.
Yeah, that was the old Todd Bertuzzi trick.
Bertuzzi, that's who it was. It was Bertuzzi said that to the fans.
Yes, he did.
And then you get into the grinder against the Ducks, and then we have Jean-Sebastien Giguère.
Yep.
And
illegal equipment, stuff like that.
2003. But like every game in that series, it was like, you talk about a meat grinder trying to score goals in that series. It wasn't like every game super low scoring.
Well, I think we scored 3 goals in 4 games. So we didn't, and it wasn't probably like we didn't have any scoring chances.
Bertuzzi, though.
Yeah, no, it's amazing back then. I mean, that was 22 years ago without social media. The fact that got back into our locker room and it was hanging on our, it got back in our room. Like, I don't know if it was on the, like the easel or whatever we had, in the locker room back then. But
Bertuzzi.
It was, we knew about it.
Yeah.
And it was,
were they up 3-1?
Yeah, both series is
that's right.
Colorado and Vancouver 3-1.
Yeah.
And that's,
was it Park Game 6 maybe?
Park Game 6 in overtime.
Nice call.
Yeah, that was the Colorado series. Park Game 6, and they gave us a chance to go back
Richard Park, though.
Yeah. That's never been done in the history of the NHL, by the way. Being down 3 games to 1 twice in a row. So we still...
That's 3 consecutive series you guys made history. You got the 3-1, the 3-1, and then you lose to a goalie who never had worn pads the size of Jean-Sebastien Giguère. So he cheated his way like the anti-Vike Sean Payton to get... Sometimes you can fill your pockets and empty your soul, and that's what that young man did. So 3 consecutive series history-making.
Did you see how 22 years later all the color left his face when you mentioned Giguère?
Well, it's funny when you... Like, I haven't thought about it in years and years, but...
Right.
And obviously we remember all the good times, the overtimes, the winning Game 7s on the road.
Goldie's call on Brunette.
The one game that sticks out to me the most, and I'm still thinking about it, and was Game 1 against Anaheim. We had home ice advantage. We couldn't believe it. We were a 6 seed and ended up catching a 7 seed in the conference finals. We were the home seed. And
you lost like 1-0, right?
We lost 1-0.
Yeah.
It was honestly, out of the 14 games that we played, it was probably the best game that we played in the playoffs. I think we outshot them 45-22 or something like that.
Wow.
And we couldn't get it by them.
I'll never forget the feeling when we came back into the locker room, and it was a feeling that I hadn't felt before. Not just me, all the players, because we knew we just put out our best game. Honestly, we should have beat them by 4 goals. If like, I don't know what the expected goals would have been, but you know the old expected goals trick? That would have been the old 8-1 trick.
Yeah.
That's how good we played. And that could have been a completely different series. And obviously I think they had a bunch of time off. They got better as the series went on too. But yeah, out of that playoff run, PA, game 1 is against Anaheim is the one that sticks out to me the most as far as the negativity.
Down memory lane we go. All right, Wesley has to go. But before you go, I just want to make sure you're okay after Monday night. Because I was thinking about you Monday night and the anxiety you must have had. How long did you think Florida and Houston were tied at 1?
Oh, my gosh. I figured that. Yeah, that didn't come out this year. Like,
it came out. You just weren't listening.
I wasn't.
We do it every year.
It was mentioned a couple times.
He cut me off one segment like 3 weeks ago. And he's like, PA, Wes Walz just texted me saying, how's this team winning 12-5?
Nordo.
And I'm like, it's the seeding hockey guy. That's not the score.
That was a bad one.
Bro, you're the best.
Nordo.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for
guys.
sure. Anytime. Wes Walz, the captain, former captain for the Minnesota Wild, and he works with the FanDuel Sports Network. FanDuel Sports Network, we'll just call it that. See you, Wesley. All right, 11:34. Still a couple segments to go, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we got 2, so we're in a hurry. Don't leave.
With KFAN's Justin Guard at Tom's Watch Party in Minneapolis this Thursday at 8:30 for a KFAN Wolves Watch Party. We'll have Timberwolves versus Grizzlies live on the big screens, delicious food and drinks, and your chance to secure exclusive KFAN swag and a chance to qualify for Wolves season finale tickets. Get all of the details now at KFAN.com /calendar.
The NFL draft is 2 weeks from tomorrow. First round of the NFL draft 2 weeks from tomorrow. Yours truly, Nacho Man, Pete Bursich, the analyst, and I believe Paul Charchian. We will all be at the U.S. Bank Stadium for a draft party show. You can learn more about the draft party and or get tickets at Vikings.com. We 9 to noon's put time into the NFL draft, the conversations and everything. I think I'm pretty sure there's a chance Field Yates from ESPN is joining 9 to noon tomorrow. I efforted, as we would say, that for early in the show, but he's pretty sure he can join later in the show tomorrow. So Field Yates from ESPN, he'll be part of the mix. Alec Lewis, he'll be in studio tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The return of Nacho Man, Ben Lieber, after his 2-week respite.
Yeah, fresh tan, the whole bit.
Yeah, did you see that family photo on X?
Are you kidding me?
We'll just end it right there. I mean, seriously, I'm like, when did I subscribe to whatever family magazine that you would see with just the most beautiful family you'll ever see?
You'd think it was AI, but it's just it's pure Liber Americana.
That's brilliant.
It's a beautiful thing.
So hardcore football tomorrow, and as we walk up to the draft, and this is probably not the greatest thing to say, as voice of the Vikings and or host of a radio show in the top 15 market where football always wins. Maybe it's because they're they're picking 24.
Right.
Maybe because it's going to most likely be of the beefeater variety. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really haven't got into the first round of the draft. I mean, I'm like reading things in cursory fashion. I'm not tapping on any steamrollers or anything. It's just, I don't know. It's just been a different year for the draft for me. What about you?
Well, it's similar in regard to most years we'll have, and by the time draft night happens, by the way, we'll have that handful.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We'll have that bag of names.
Yeah, I think I know who they want now. I'm just sitting back on it for a couple of weeks.
And so similarly, I'm feeling that because right now I'm just still trying to learn more about all the defensive tackles.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide, of these guards. Like we got the North Dakota State kid, we got the Alabama kid, then what? And part of me is starting to kind of dig into more of, I want to know what the Kitties are going to do in that spot.
Yeah.
I want to know what the Pack are going to do.
Great point.
What kind of NFC North sniping territory. I'm still super.
We pick right around Green Bay, right?
I believe Green Bay is right in front of us.
23?
23.
And Houston's 26.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Or 25, something like that.
I should have had it in front of me. That's my bad. But,
big deal.
But my point is, whether it's sniping territory, it's how the North is going to continue to come together. Ben Johnson and company, I think they have pick 10 somewhere in that neighborhood. So
Bears were so hyped last year, and 9 to noon and Elite Football Mind Covenant, we thought it was stupid. We're like, really? What are you talking about here? I mean, yeah, it looks good, and with these certain things, and Caleb, but no, let's pump the brakes. I ain't pumping the brakes this year. I mean, I think they have the same wins total as the Vikings do. It's right around there. Vikings are 8.5. Bears are like 7.5 or 8. So, but I buy into it this year because I believe in that guy Ben.
Well, no, and I think that's what the boost in the win total is regardless of what you saw from Caleb. The talent's there, but it's clock management, it's time management. Eberflus is going to take a large part of that L, given that he's no longer there and can only get better now. And Ben Johnson, elite offensive mind.
Well, Dennis Allen is their defensive coordinator. Mark my words when I tell you this. That's a problem.
Well, Dennis Allen and all the time he spent with that Saints crew and Cam Jordan's getting old and some of that stuff down in the Bayou.
Yep.
Not great as a head coach. He put some badass defenses together for the Saints for a number of years. And so now he's in the North. This looks to me to be maybe one of the toughest divisions in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like you, where it's like I got a bag of names in my pocket, and that really hasn't changed in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and in closing here on this with Dennis Allen, just a quick Dennis Allen story. Okay, it's he was the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, and he ran the defense. And, it's not like the expectation was with Josh Dobbs at quarterback off the adrenaline rush that was the Atlanta game. Then I think there was a Bears game, and I think he looked pretty good in that game. Monday Night Football, maybe. There was the New Orleans Saints came to U.S. Bank Stadium. The Vikings won the game, okay, but I think it was an ugly game. The second half of that game, Dennis Allen put Josh Dobbs on bad film.
Yep.
He did something. It changed the whole bit.
It did.
Where teams then started to gravy train like Denver, I think, was next. What he did, we're going to do. And Dobbs had a tough time getting around it.
If Jameis doesn't throw those 2 picks, the Vikings lose that Saints game.
And then you go to Las Vegas. All right, Vikings win the game. But Dobbs had to be pulled. Was Dobbs pulled in that game?
Dobbs was...
It was the hospital ball game to Jefferson.
Well, Jefferson definitely got pulled.
Yeah. Maybe Dobbs finished it.
I think Dobbs did finish it.
But I swear, and I don't have any confirmation from O'Connell or anybody, I'm just riding my discernment.
Never spent a worse 5 days in Vegas.
Oh, really? Try being me with the team. I couldn't even put a toe in a casino. It was the worst thing ever. Well, we don't really, it's like in the rules here, like if there are hidden NFL security guys all over the place, and if you're in a sports book, you're out. But we prefer not play blackjack or roulette or slots or craps or anything. We prefer it. Well, seriously, they had me shaking in my loafer so much at that point.
Yeah,
I was even afraid to look at the fountains in front of Bellagio.
That was Minnesota nice for. Stick to the buffet table, stay in your room, and everything's going to be okay.
All right, let's put a wrap on the show. Around the corner, it's KFAN.
And
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Brace yourselves for an epic night. Brantley Gilbert is hitting the Ledge Amphitheater on May 9th with his powerhouse country rock performance. This is one show you can't afford to miss. Check out KFAN.com keyword contests to see how you can win your way today.
Wait until tomorrow, 'cause tomorrow could never come. I know it could end any minute, but I pray tomorrow comes.
Thank you very much, Kara Savage, for guiding the Great Ship Love Covenant. That would be 9 to noon, FM 100.3, KFAN. Thank you to Aaron Sickman with the Minnesota Wild for always being as hospitable as he and the team are when 9 to noon commandeers Bill Guerin's spot for Vox in the Box at Tria Rink. So, Aaron and media relations staff, social media team, and the team overall, thank you very much for having us. We also thank the likes of Michael Russo, John Hines, Radio Joe O'Donnell, and Wes Walz for joining the presentation. Likewise for the executive chefs at XL Energy Center, who, how kind is this? You know, it's the genesis of having food at a morning skate was to distract the adversary at XL Energy Center. So, like, we're eating walking tacos in front of Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves while drinking black coffee they want to have and texting what they want to do. And they're doing a morning skate. We're trying to throw them off. And they're the adversary doesn't skate at Tria Rink. In fact, the Sharks are skating right now at XL Energy Center. Yet, Executive Chef Kyle, along with his cohort, they still bring food to the 9 to noon Vox in the Box show. So much kindness, the Nords.
Yeah, kindness, the hospitable nature of all of these people. But I'm just curious, does that just mean they want to get out for a little bit? I mean, are they just being held down in XL Energy Center so much that they love the little stroll?
Yeah.
Or were they just as excited as we were to catch a peek at 97 and 14 back on the ice?
And great having you here, too. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
That's Eric Nordquist. He produces 9 to noon, and I'm Paul Allen. Back with you tomorrow, where NFL Draft gets center stage. The great Corey Chavis, I believe, will join 9 to noon tomorrow. Nacho Lieber, he's going to be in the mix. Also, the likes of Field Yates and Alec Lewis and Jordan Reed and some of these luminaries who know a lot about football, they're going to be by our side. Most importantly, thank all of you for listening to KFAN when you do. God bless all of you and your families, and have a wonderful day.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.